Hi everyone, it's Leilani. Welcome back to my channel. So today we are going to be working on another Project Life spread for week 27 of 2022. So this week I am using a lot of goodies from Ellie's Studio. I think I have a couple months worth of stuff here. I haven't really used it in a little while, but I'm pretty sure the majority of everything is from like the latest kit that I have received. So even though these colors aren't necessarily my favorites, sometimes when they do the more primary colors, it's not exactly what I wanted, but I did add in a little bit of the purples and try to mix in some pinks and things like that to just make it more of a just colorful spread. So I don't have a ton of 4x6 cards to choose from, like from LA Studio. So I ended up going with this card here, which has a lot of green on it and also has kind of some tabs at the bottom. So I used those same alphas from Heidi Swapp, and to spell out week 27, I didn't have any E's, but we just went with like the abbreviated version. And then I added in my dates to one of the little tabs. And then of course I'll add in a few other little bits and bobs as we go on. So this week, I had a really nice week. Not a ton really went on, but one day me and Will were able to get out together and go like on a little date day. We got lunch and got some boba and all that kind of fun stuff. So I have a couple pictures from that day. So I have the selfie of us from the bottom, and then of course our tea there at the top. I always love getting the boba tea pictures, and I just feel like they just are very summertime, even though we get it all year long, but it just feels summery to have like the bright colors of the tea with the fun big straws and the sky photo with it. I just really like the way all of that turns out. So that's what those are from. Then I have a few random things here as well, just to kind of round out the week. So I do have another picture of all of our veggies. I made sure to snap that. We picked a ton more veggies kind of at the very beginning of the week. So I wasn't sure if I was going to make that photo a 4x6 or a 3x4. But I took it in the composition of using it as a 4x6, like as a horizontal photo. But whenever I had the picture of our tea and the selfie, I knew that I would rather have those pictures be bigger. So I just flipped the photo and then printed it off as a 3x4. And I feel like it still works out really well. Then I also have a picture of the chickens. So let me tell you, the chickens have been back. They were down at my parents' house for a while, and now they've ventured up into our yard. We actually found one that had passed away, which was really sad. And I don't know if something got it or what happened, but it was quite sad. So I hope that they stay up here by my house because they seem to be a lot safer. But this particular chicken we've named Bucky, and it was so cute because the other day, I have to tell y'all, so he was looking into our like living room door. We have doors that have a huge glass panel on them, so he was just looking into the door like he was one of the cats wanting in or something. It was so precious. And so I was on the phone with my parents at the time, so I told them, oh my gosh, y'all, Bucky's looking in, into the living room. And then I was in the kitchen chatting with my parents, whatever. I look over and I'm on the other side of that window basically at the time, and Bucky is staring in. He's jumped on the chair, our outside furniture right there, so that he could peer into the kitchen window and like look at me while I was in there talking on the phone. So I just thought it was the cutest thing ever. So I snuck around and took a picture of him out of the main door that he was originally looking in. So I was really glad that I was able to snap that photo because I just thought that it was so funny that he was really like wanting more attention from me. So he's been hanging out, sleeping up on the porch and all that kind of good stuff. And we've been feeding him and everything. So it's pretty cute. So besides that, I just have a couple other pictures here. I'm also I had put a small label onto this tea photo, and I ended up not liking the way that it looked. So I am actually picking a little bit off of the new Vicki Boutin, Sweet Rush, I think, or Sugar Rush, collection. I'm actually going to be using that collection over on Patreon next month, but I decided to dive into it just a little bit because I thought the colors just worked out perfectly with the Ellie Studio goodies. So I ended up picking a few things. I love arrows, so I use a few of those, and I like the way that looks on that boba tea picture a lot better. So my other photos are just kind of random screenshots. So the one in the middle on the purple card, or the card with the purple and the stars, is a screenshot of just something that I saw on Instagram of Eddie from Stranger Things. He was definitely a huge fan favorite, I would say. And it's really cute. It's a picture of like what's supposed to be his yearbook photo. And it says something like, this is going to be my year 86, baby, or something like that. And it reminded me that this season of Stranger Things took place in 1986, which is literally my year, the year I was born. So I thought that that was kind of fun. So I included that just as a fun little tidbit. And then down at the bottom, I took a screenshot of the Big Brother logo for this season. I always like to document Big Brother in some capacity. I think every year that I've had Project Life, it's documented, either a picture of the TV screen with all of us watching it, or a screenshot of some sort. So that always makes me really happy. It just started this week, so I'm excited to dive into that this year. Big Brother is like a huge part of my summer. It doesn't even feel like summer if Big Brother's not on. So I'm really happy to get going with that. So then I pulled out some small like enamel dots and shapes that I had, and I just put one little dot on each of these lines, and it says summer favorites. I love cards like that are really easy to create like a listing element. So I just wrote down some different things that go along with the photos, like summer favorites, our garden, boba tea, lunch dates, Big Brother, stuff like that. And I think that that's a really nice way to not have to really journal, but to put your handwriting into your layouts and to put your voice in there somewhat. Then also, as I've been talking, I added on a little bit of other journaling. I added on that a summer story card. Of course, I told the picture about the chickens. I love those arrow stickers, like I mentioned before, from Vicki Boutin. And I love that I could put an arrow right beside the chicken and it says the story, and it just worked out perfectly to point directly to the journaling. So I really loved the way that that turned out. And now I'm just adding on any little finishing touches. I've added some of the gold stars, also some of those enamel kind of star dots, and I'm just seeing if there's anything else I want to add. I knew I didn't want to keep this other little tab completely empty, so I just grabbed my favorite word stamp, and I just stamped hello and right now. And then this little opened line on the summer favorites card that I didn't write on, that kind of annoyed me, so I also stamped right now on that to kind of fill in that space. And I feel like it's nice and full. It's bright colors. I love the way that this one turned out. And I've got to say, pretty much every time I use Ellie Studio, I always really enjoy my layouts. So that's it for this one. Once again, super quick and easy, but I hope that you enjoyed the process video. If you did, please give me a like, and please also consider subscribing, and I'll be back at you again very soon. Bye, y'all.